Are they safe injection sites or drug houses?
While British Columbia's Human Rights Commissioner Kasari Govinder, who says stigmatizing drug use makes you a racist colonizer, would likely say such sites are safe for the community, Kamloops Mayor Reed Hammer Jackson says the latter.
He's got some compelling reasons for doing so. My name's Drea Humphrey with Rebel News, and I'm standing on Victoria Drive West in Kamloops, where I've traveled here and spoken to the mayor about how businesses are being negatively impacted by these so-called safe houses for people who are struggling. Businesses, including his own, which has been completely ransacked. Let's go take a look.
So we've got a shelter and a supportive housing right across the street, and yet we've got people all over the lot right over here. I could probably go wake them up because they should probably move them along anyways.
Well, it's okay. We won't disturb them, but tell me what's going on here. We're going to talk about what happened to your actual business here, but tell us what's changed and what's caused the change.
What's caused the change is BC Housing, CMHA, Ask Wellness. They came into town. Well, this was probably 12 years ago now. They said it was going to be a shelter for women and children fleeing violence, and we all supported that. And then in 2018, they stepped it up, and Selena Robinson came into town, and she was the housing minister at the time, and said they're going to have wraparound services, and they don't. They haven't. They've put 40 people in a building, and they get 2 people to look after them. They're all struggling with mental health and addictions. And then they add one down the road there with another 40 or 50 people. And then we've got another one down here. So they just continue to add these facilities, and they're not getting the people service. We need to audit, and I believe for the residents and clients, for the staff. I mean, 2 staff, and you got people all struggling with mental health and addictions, and nobody's looking after them, and they're just, we just had 4 deaths here just in the last little while, and it's, we got to get a handle on it,
Well, and you said BC Housing said this was going to be primarily for women and children. You guys were behind that, but it's been nothing of the sort. So what exactly is it?
Well, to me, it's a drug house. It's had nothing but crime. Even back in 2020, I had 95 police files here.
95.
95. Well, I've got a lot more now, yeah. But then they opened another building, and they say there's going to be wraparound service. These are people, and I supported that also. People that are trying to move on with their lives. They at that time paid $3.75 a month, 2 free meals a day, and it's been a nightmare. I don't know probably most of the people in there that started in there, which is January of 2020. I know ones that have been hit by trains, overdosed and died. They're on the streets today. Matter of fact, one guy that originated there, I think he just died here the other day, a gentleman in a wheelchair. So we just keep building them, and we do the same thing over. And I think we really got to start on a recovery-focused facilities.
So you said over this way tell us what happened over here.
Well, I wasn't here, but it was, I came down, I had 2 files within 24 hours. My gas meter's on the other side of the building, and somebody was vandalizing it, and then it broke loose, and I guess there was a serious gas leak, so they had to shut the gas off here. And then they lit a fire down here. If you look, I've got steel doors, so it didn't get into the building, but it burnt the steel doors. And it's just ongoing. Not that long ago, there was a fire here. I burnt my fence all the way. You can see where the fire started there. Burnt my fence all the way there. It's just out of hand.
So this whole area over here used to be fenced up?
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
And they stole it. And the power, see the power there? They cut the power from this building to this building.
Right here.
So there's this big, that there ran from here to that building there. And they've cut that power off there too.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
But you told us your specific business here. We're going to walk over to that. Tell us what your business was or is, how long it's been here, before we go look and see what's happened to it.
Well, my business was a good business. We could stock anywhere from 30 to 50 late model vehicles. I've been here for almost 30 years. And now I can't even keep burnt cars on my lot. The last 2 vehicles that left the lot, one was burnt twice. They towed it away, said it was a fire hazard. I still don't know how a vehicle that's twice burnt is a fire hazard. It was tarped up and everything. And then I had a bucket truck that was parked here that was a fire in it too, and they vandalized it also. That's barricaded now, but they kicked that door in, and then they went through the drywall and through into the office area, and then you'll see what they did on the inside.
All right, this is horrible. Imagine trying to operate any business in an area where this can happen not once, not twice, but 3 times. We're going to have a look in the back room. I'm a little scared. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh, take a look in this first room here. And look at the amount of Starbucks. Where is the money for the Starbucks cups coming from? Like that much. Look at that. Disgusting.
Oh, that's Tim Hortons.
Oh, is it Tim Hortons? Oh my gosh. That's you?
Probably me.
Okay.
But they weren't where they are.
Okay. This is horrendous. And look at this. Look at all of the broken glass here. Like they just smashed everything.
Yeah.
But safety first, of course. There's a nice mask there. You said this used to be a thriving business?
Yes, yeah, it was, yeah. And like I said, until they said it was going to be a shelter for women and children fleeing violence, and then they just kept adding to it, and they don't seem to care, you know. And it's not just here. I'm talking as a citizen here, as a businessman, right? But this is happening all over our city now.
I was going to ask you, what on earth is that smell? It's horrible in here.
Yeah, it's a sewer. They ripped the toilet out of the floor. Yeah.
Okay, so this happened a couple of weeks ago, or
no? There was 3 different break-ins, but this happened a couple of months ago originally, and they, like you said, they smashed every picture.
They've smashed a photo of your family here. Looks like they've been eating, drinking. There's a credit card. Are the police looking into the name on that, or you think that's stolen?
Well, it's probably stolen, but the police have been in. The ident team was in. They've got some blood from one of the door switches there. They also got a hammer that I think they got some stuff off of, and yeah, they just smashed everything, and they didn't hardly take anything. I just found out not that long ago that they stole checks because somebody was trying to cash a check out of an account that wasn't used. But yeah, they smashed everything. They smashed the doors. They smashed everything in the offices, tipped all the computers and all the screens, and like you see, all the memorabilia, pictures. I've got pictures of the Stanley Cup there with Mark Recchi and Shane Doan and Jerome McGinley, and there are pictures of when we did raising money for the hospital on golf tournaments and things like that. So.
Well, we've seen this issue pop up. I must admit, never have I seen it like so in your face, smelt it so in my face, but I have done coverage on, what we're being promised with these safe injection sites. They don't seem so safe when they're this close to businesses and things like that. You said the provincial government needs to do more. What more do you think they need to do?
Well, they need to do an audit on them. They need to, again, these safe injection sites, they don't use them. There's one across the street. It's probably hardly ever used at all. They use right there. You can see right there. They said, all I'm asking for is them to do what they said they were going to do, have wraparound services. I supported all these.
And what has the response been from your efforts?
Well, before I was the mayor in 2020, I've been working on it for a long time. Like I said, in 2020, I had about 95 police files. We actually reached out, our whole block here reached out to Todd Stone and Peter Millibar, our 2 MLAs at the time, and they went down to the legislature and they argued in the legislature in June of 2020 with Selena Robertson, who was the housing minister. She said she was going to do a review. 6 months later, nothing happened. They moved her into finance and moved David Eby into housing, and still nothing's happened. They did one little review called the BC Housing Research Center review, and that was for this Rose Thorn building and this beer house on the North Shore, and it was the residents and clients doing a survey on themselves with the staff. Mm-hmm. So we need some help here in council. We've got probably 15, and I'm going to be blunt, I'm going to call them drug houses. That's what they call them. That's what the people that I knew that passed away and overdosed, and that's what they called them, and that's what the ones that hang out here now call them. So
tax paid for drug houses.
Tax paid for, that's exactly, yeah.
If you agree with the mayor of Kamloops that something has to be changed, you can take action demanding more safe measures and recovery options for people in need at our special website called fixourcities.com.